Hello, I'm going to do a short demonstration on the TI-84 Plus calculator, finding different values on a quadratic graph. So this is section 11.5. I am on page 3 of the packet. I have some directions down at the bottom of the page, but I'm just going to show you quickly. So I'm actually looking at example 1. And so we have this equation, y equals x squared minus 2x minus 8. Even if it was written as a function, say f of x equals, we could do the same thing. I'm going to hit my y equals key, and I'll clear it and retype in. So I have x squared, so again, the x is to the right of the alpha key. I hit the caret to get the squared, minus 2x. Whoops, I have to get it steady there. And then minus 8. And I'm going to go ahead and graph this. And if I wanted to shift this, I could shift my window. I did another graph, and so I had to make my y minimum smaller. If I want it more centered, I could go back and change this to -10. So sometimes you have to go in window to change these values. We could see the values before, but I changed it. So the first thing that I'm going to look at, we have our graph of the quadratic equation, and I'm going to find the x-intercept first. So I know that the x-intercept is where the graphs cross the x-axis. Now, if I'm solving this algebraically, I let y equal 0. And remember on the exam that I'll need to see your work. But if you want to check your work, this is what you can do. I hit the second, and then the trace button, so I'm getting calculating, and I want to know what the zeros are. They're considered zeros because we know they're the solutions, and that's where the graph crosses the x-axis. So I can either use the arrow key to go down 1 to where it says number 20, or just press the 2 key. Now it asks me what the left bound is. So I can see I have two x-intercepts here. So I'm going to use my left arrow key to get this little, you can see that moving little x. I want to give it above, or it's actually to the left of where it crosses the x-axis, and I hit enter. Now it asks for the right bound. So I'm going to go to the right. I know it looks like it's up and down. It's actually left and right when you think of the x-axis and the x values. And I hit enter, and now it says, do you want to take a guess? Well, I really don't, so I'll just hit enter again. And it gives me the 0 is -20. And I can check that. Is that what I calculated and found? So I'm going to do it again because I know I have another x-intercept. So I hit second, the trace button to get calc. This time I'll just push 2 to get the 0. And it's going to ask me the same questions, left bound. So now I'm going to keep hitting the right arrow key to get all the way over to the other point of intersection. I want to get one point on the left. I hit enter, and it asks me for the right bound. So I keep going right till I get above and to the right of that point, and I hit enter. Again, it asks me, do I want to guess? I'm not going to guess. I'll just hit enter, and it gives me the other x-intercept, which is the 0.40. So what if I want to know the y-intercept? I can see it crosses the y-axis. Well, we're going to do this one a little bit differently. I'm still going to hit second, calc, but this time I'm going to click value because I know to find the y-intercept, I let x equal 0. And so then I hit enter, and I get the 0.0, -8. And I can check my graph here, and I can see, yes, indeed, it is at 0, -8. The one other thing we're going to talk about how to find is the vertex. So when we are looking at this graph, it opens upwards. So I know the vertex is the minimum value of y. So again, I'll hit second, calc. And you can see option 3 is minimum, option 4 is maximum. Again, our vertex is a minimum because the graph opens up. So I'm going to push number 3. And it's going to ask me the same thing, left bound and right bound. Now you do have options. I could enter values left of the vertex, right of the vertex. I don't want to think that hard. So I'm just actually going to hit enter where I am now because I can see I'm to the left of the vertex. And then I click on over to the right, hit enter, ask me, do I want to guess? Nope. So I hit enter again, and you'll see the value it gives me is kind of weird. I don't know why. Sometimes it doesn't give me an exact value. It should be the 0.1 -9, and it's off by, I mean, you can tell, just a minute amount. So sometimes you may have to round, but I can see, yep, it makes sense that the vertex is the 0.1 -9. And that's a little bit of an overview. We're all set.